What's up, everybody? This is your girl Lexi from the Side Hustler, and today I want to talk about 6 key elements to a high converting website. I just wrote a blog on my website, thesidehustler.com, and basically I talked about a few things that you should have correlated into your website in order to generate traffic, sales, clients, all that good stuff. Of course, it's a good thing if you have people visiting your website, but what good does it do if you're not getting any sales? If people are just clicking off, they're just going on the website and leaving. So we're gonna talk about those 6 things today. So stay tuned, keep watching as I share with you during the video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be right here, my tag name, which is the Side Hustler. Make sure that you follow on Instagram, Twitter, and make sure that you also subscribe. It'll be somewhere down here. But make sure you subscribe to YouTube so you can catch these videos every Sunday. It's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna try different things to see what you guys like. This is still new for me, so I'm just gonna keep posting videos every Sunday, being consistent. So far I've been doing extremely well with that, so I'm gonna keep bringing the heat to y'all. So just thank you all for supporting so far. The followers that I do have so far, the subscribers that I do have, I appreciate you all for supporting me, and I'm just looking forward to just keep bringing great content to you all and to bring you along the journey, and also being a part of y'all's journey as well as business owners. So let's just get into the video. I don't like long intros, so we're not gonna even do that here. The first key element that I want to talk about today in order to have a high converting website is clean, consistent design. Of course, you want to stand out. You don't want your website to look like anybody else's. You want to kind of bring personality to your brand. Like, you want that to speak out as far as how your website looks. But if you ever heard the term less is more, like, really, when it comes to creating your website and launching your website and how your website looks, like, that is so important. You can have a beautiful website, like it could just have all these amazing graphics and colors and all this stuff to try to make your website unique. But if it's too much going on, like, that takes away from the main purpose of why your audience is visiting your website in the first place. So when I say less is more, what I'm saying is keep it really simple. Like, make it look clean, make it look professional. Like, honestly, your website should basically stand by 3 things as far as the design: clean, simple, professional. I've never really been into the glitter thing. I mean, that's cute as far as like you being on social media and like getting creative or having fun with your graphics on social media. But when it comes to your website, don't translate that shit into your website. Like, that just doesn't look professional. You know what I'm saying? Use really clean cut colors. Try to stick to what your brand colors are. Like, it makes no sense if you're advertising on Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, wherever you market yourself as far as with social media. It makes no sense for your brand colors to be, let's say, white and teal, and then when you get to the website it's like yellow and purple. Like, that, it just doesn't go together. And you just want to keep your audience on a straight, narrow arrow, if that makes sense. I just made that up. But what I'm saying is just keep it consistent, keep it clean, keep it professional. Like, if for the most part, just reference from your branding of your website. And those colors should also just, you want to stand out. Loud colors, it's too much. It's just not professional. It's just not. And if you want to be taken seriously as a business owner, and you want to at some point get to that level of a big business, Like, I'm telling you, these things work. Like, I'll probably show examples here so you all can be able to see. But for example, companies like Nike or companies like Adidas or even Walmart, like, as time go on and they're becoming bigger, they're all doing the same thing, which is keeping their websites, their branding very simple, very subtle. Like, it's just, it's not going to go any more past than just keeping it that way. It's clear, it's clean, it's professional. So correlate that same thing into your business. Like, take what they're doing, take what I'm telling you, and apply it to the design of your website. I promise you, it's gonna all come in hand. It's all gonna, for the long term of your business, it's going to benefit you. So covered that. Okay, so the second key element is clear call to actions. And so what a call to action is, you're basically targeting your visitor or your audience that's on your website. You're targeting them to a certain designation of where to go. Just think of it like as a guide of where you're trying to navigate them to go. So, okay, let me use for example. Say if you have a hair business, right? You sell hair. So they come onto the website. You know, it's beautiful. They have, you know, nice pictures. They have, you know, it's a beautiful design, professional design, as I stated for the first key element. And there's no buttons that points the visitor to shop. So I'll say this, like, I had a few people that asked me to look at their websites to see, you know, give them feedback of why they probably aren't getting sales. And one thing that I noticed was, you know, they would have pictures of what they sold, which is good, but it didn't direct anyone to buy anything. Like, it didn't direct the visitor to be like, well, you could shop these type of bundles. These are the type of bundles that we have. Like, it just didn't say anything. It just had the pictures and that was it, you know, or I don't even think that it had prices or anything like that. So basically, call to action is guiding your visitor or your audience of where you would like them to go, whether that's signing up for your email list, whether that's buying a product, whether that's contacting you if they have any questions. Like, all those things, you need to be able to put that into your website design, so they could be able to execute those actions. So they'll be able to execute that, and then you'll be able to generate a sale, traffic, whatever your business goals are. But you have to implement a call to action. It's just like, okay, for example, in the beginning of this video, I asked y'all to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I asked y'all to subscribe to YouTube. That's an example of a call to action. So you need to be able to do that so your visitor or your audience knows what to do, where to go. So that's element number 2. I'm sorry, I had to stop because in the midst of the video, I'm like, okay, the next element is, and I'm reeled up like, I wrote the blog, so how don't I know? That's ridiculous. Well, it's not the fact that I didn't know, it's just I didn't know the order, and I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing, because I do want y'all to go ahead and read the original blog, which is going to be in the description below. But I don't want to say one thing here, and then when you get there, it's like, wait, hold up, I remember, but she all off track. So I had to write this down just to reference from, because I'm looking crazy. So, okay, let's get back into the video. So we're at number 3. So number 3 is high quality content. So when I say that, so okay, you have the call to action, you have a beautiful website, professional website. So only one thing, especially if you're a new business owner, you just started this business, you just launched your business, no one knows who you are. And then on top of that, you know, we're in a day and age where people like to scam. Like there's been a lot like that's crazy, like the amount of people that get scammed, that are scammers, and I see it all the time in like the Facebook groups. So to say what I'm saying is, you know, especially if you're a new business owner, you really don't have that much credibility or really that much authority in the game, you know. So people need to be able to trust you. Like that's one of the things, one of the most important things as far as you being in business. Your reputation, the authority that you have in your industry, and the value that you bring. So, and it all ties together. All three of those things tie together. If you do it correctly and do what I'm, you know, trying to give you advice to do, and the tips that I'm giving you all, and if you take it and implement it into your business, it's all gonna work hand in hand, and you won't have no problem. But starting out, you don't have no credibility, you don't have no authority, and we have to work on building that. So the way that you build that is providing value, and the way that you can provide value in your website is creating content that covers issues, questions, concerns that your audience may have. So a good way to do it, and it's quick, it's easy, you know, and you don't have to be the best at it, you don't have to be an expert at it, but I'll say this: you being a business owner and you being in business, you're always going to know a little bit more than your audience. Like that's the stance that you should have. Like it's not to say that, oh, I'm above you, but it's more on a stance of being like, you know, if you have questions about this, or if you're confused about this, this is like, these are the tips, this is the insight I can give you. And the best way to be able to do this for your audience, your customers, you know, the people that you're trying to reach, to be able to get those sales and get those clients and get those conversions, is a blog. And you could just cover so many things in a blog. You know, you can do videos, like for example, well, I haven't been doing it, I'll start doing it and making the time to do it. But doing videos, like you could do YouTube videos. I mean, you can even correlate it into your social media with doing that. But right now we're talking about website design. That's a whole different topic and ball game for a different day. But I think the best way for you to be able to provide value on your website is a blog, because it shows that, you know, and you address the most frequently things that are talked about, the issues. Like, okay, I'll use for example, say that you have a fashion business where you sell clothes. You could use that blog to do like outfits of the day, or like if a holiday is coming up, you could do top 10 or whatever number, top 5 Christmas outfits. You could cover looks like during the seasons, like stuff like that. Like, you don't have to be the best writer, it's just being able to implement that value to your customers. Like, they don't, like, your customers don't care if you're the best writer, they care if you have something to offer as far as value. And when you offer that, you know, over time, and especially with them seeing you be consistent with those type of things, you're gonna build that trust, you're gonna build that credibility. Like, at some point they're gonna be looking for you to be able to give them, you know, the tea, what's up, into your blog. So that's one of the best ways to have people convert into your website. And you know, that can also go hand in hand with your call to action. While you're doing that, you could be able to be like, well, you know, if you like this type of content, subscribe to my newsletter where I offer this or that, or, you know, just however you want to do it for your business, tell it to your business. You could, those can work hand in hand. So that's number 3, high quality content. So we're gonna move on to number 4. Number 4 is SEO. You probably heard the term, you're probably like, what the hell is that? you probably think that it's difficult, and it's just, you can't wrap your head around it. And it's crazy, even with me being a website designer. Like at first, when I first heard the term, when I first started this business, I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't even want to waste my time on it. That seems like a lot or whatever. Maybe I'll take a course on it later. But honestly, I have to bring it up in this video, and I have to bring it up now, because the sooner that you do it, the better off your business will be in the long haul. Like, you need to do this ASAP if you can. And I'm going to give you the rundown on it. So, okay, SEO is just an acronym for search engine optimization. And basically what that is, you know, for the most part, it's adding keywords on the back end of your website to be able to be searched by search engines like Google, like Bing, like Yahoo. I mean, I'm just throwing them out there. For the most part, most people use Google, and that's the most popular one, but that is what SEO is. And the reason why that is so important, because that can change the trajectory of how many people come across your website, how many people are able to find your website. Just think about it. Like, for example, what's the last thing I searched? I think I searched, oh, my baby was sick. He was throwing up all morning. And so with me being like that, I'm just like, oh my God, like, you know, I need to get him to the ER because I'm concerned. So with that being said, I search pediatric emergency cares in my city. And so that's just an example. And what pops up is, it pops up different pediatric, my bad. What pops up is different pediatric emergency hospitals and urgent cares in my city. And so you kind of see where I'm going with this, how that would work for you. So depending on what you're doing, what city you're in, what state you're in, you need to be able to correlate that into your SEO. If you all would like me to do a video on that where I can kind of go more in depth about how you do that, just let me know in the comments below. I'll be glad to be able to add that to the content that I share with you all every week, if you subscribe, of course. But I'll be able to, you know, do a tutorial on that if you all would like me to. But that is just so important, because it makes a difference. Like, in the long haul, like over time, you really won't have to do, of course you want to keep implementing, you know, generating traffic and conversions to your website and to your business, so you'll be able to make that money and to make a coin, to make that revenue. But SEO long term does a lot of the work for you. So it is extremely important that you hop on that. Like, as soon as you decide to create your website, as soon as you have the website, that's probably one of the top 3 things that you need to do. One of the top 3 things you need to do is to get your SEO together. I promise you, it's gonna make so much more of a difference for your website. Not for your website. Well, of course for your website, but it will make a big, significant difference in your business. I'm telling you, it's so beneficial. So, okay, number 4 was SEO. Number 5 is adding your website link to all your social media platforms. So whether that's Instagram, whether that's Twitter, whether that's Facebook, I don't care what it is, you need to include, if there's a area where you can include a website link, you need to put your website link there, period. And always direct people to go to your website on social media. It's as simple as this: whatever post you're putting, click the link in my bio. For the most part, anytime I have any content, click the link in my bio. And I have visitors every day. I have consultations throughout the week. You know, I have people that signing up for my email list. And, you know, it's just me checking my analytics and seeing that. And also when I use Instagram a lot. And so when I go into my Instagram and look at my analytics for my posts, since I've been doing that, like posting consistently, and in every single post, I'm telling people, click the link in my bio. Every single post, I'm getting website tabs. You will only know what that is, you know, if you have a business account on Instagram. And if you do, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But every single post, anytime you can, anytime you're live on a social media platform, you need to, like, I'm telling you, it's free information. It's government cheese, whatever you want to call it. They're giving out free iPhones. Like, that's the type of energy you need to have for your website link. In your bio, website link. Anytime you posting, whether it's a story, whether it's a photo, like a regular post, whether it's live, you need to be posting your website link. Click the link in my bio, okay? Hashtag click the link in my bio, okay? No excuses. And that's what we're gonna say about that one. So the last key element is, you ready for it? Your website needs to be mobile friendly. We're in a day and age where everybody on their phone. Everywhere you go, I don't care what it is. It's a restaurant, it's a doctor's office, it's the game, it's at home. You need to make sure your website, and you need to check this before you even launch your website. This is something that is so important. You need to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. Let me tell you, going back to me, when I check my analytics, more than 50%, more than half of the people that visit my website, they're on their phones looking at it. And it goes back to the last element that I just covered. When you are sharing your website link with all your social media platforms, think about it. Where are most people on, like, what type of device these people are on to be on social media? So if your website link is in your bio of whatever social media platform you have, they're on their phones. So you need to make sure that your website is formatted the way for them to be able to navigate your website. Still that clean, consistent, professional design. Still everything we covered. Still that clean, consistent, professional design. Still those call to actions. You know, still the content, you know, like all that. Still, well, you know, the SEO is going to be what it's going to be. But most people are on their phones, on Google, they're on their phones. Social media, they're on their phones. So you need to make sure. I know that I've had a little bit of experience with other hosting providers, and I'm pretty sure they do it, but I know for sure WordPress, when you're creating your website, they have an option for you to be able to see how your website looks on mobile and on tablet. You know, it really and honestly, truly, your website should be formatted to be able to be looked at on any device, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a phone. But that mobile, like where people use their phones, that is really important. Like, you need to make sure that it looks easy to navigate, that it looks good. Because if it don't, people are not going to be on your website. And I'm telling you right now, that's where most of your visitors, that's where most of your audience is going to come from. Especially, you have to think about that too, who your target audience is. So say if you're selling like I don't know what teenagers like these days, but say I can't even give you nothing. Okay, let's say Nike. Kids love Nike. Teenagers love Nike. So therefore, you know, if you notice about your audience, that's one of the most important things, to be able to target them, to be able to attract them, is making that experience with them streamless. And then when they get to your website and they see that, you know, they could look through the hottest shoes, the newest shoes, they can shop, they can get this coupon code, you know, if they have any questions, customer support, you know, whatever you need to supply, whatever you provide, you know, as being your business, that needs to be able to be streamlined regardless of what device it is. But that mobile, I'm telling you, it's the most important. Like, before anything, we need to make sure that that is in order. So that's all for today as far as what I need to cover for the 6 key elements to a high converting website. I'm telling you, I'm not leading y'all wrong. If you have any more elements to a high converting website, if you know you already have a business, you already have a website, share down below what works for you, or what elements do you stand by to be able to keep up and have great conversions. You know, share down below. Like, let's start a conversation about it. You know, share with other people, because my channel I really try to target towards people that are looking to start businesses and how to start a business. So this all ties in together. But if you already have a business and you've been doing this for a while, I welcome you to. You can subscribe too as well. And share down below your experiences, what works for you. I would love that. So thank you all for watching, and until next time.